Welcome back to another episode. Oh, we're smashing them
Oh,
today, Nat.
we are. We're on
Look at us
fire.
go. I would just ask how you are, but you look fabulous. So I'm just going
Oh,
to roll with that.
you do. Oh, thank you very much. You look beautifully relaxed after your
Uh,
holiday.
I am, but I am a bit belchy from all of the food and alcohol. I
You
did
are.
drink alcohol, and you know what? My eye's twitching now. I think my B12 levels are quite low. It's so funny. The
Well,
body's
also
always
your
talking to
magnesium
us.
and
Yeah,
magnesium.
and magnesium, all the things. I'm lacking some of the nutrients, but my skin's clearing up. So it's amazing when we let our hair down and enjoy life. Our body's like, you might have gone a little bit too far. I'm just
Yeah,
gonna
can we just go back to some
just,
normal, healthy
yeah,
stuff?
let's change that a little bit. So
Yeah,
that
but
is
at the same
me.
time, you had a good time. I mean, we've got to
Yeah,
live, don't we?
absolutely. We do.
You got to find the joy in life. And if, you're with your family, you're
Yeah,
having a
we went
good
to a
time.
winery. We tried all the different, I mean, I don't
Oh,
really drink wine, but I was sampling all the wine with my mum. It was lovely.
lovely.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, so today I've had a lot of people say to me that there's just so much information out there. My brain is just constantly having to learn new things, and it's crazy. And that they feel like they're becoming less intelligent because it's taking them longer to learn things. Are you hearing that? Like, I don't think it's an age thing. I think it's just people in general are really struggling because there's a lot of new things to download, new programs to learn. We wanted to talk today about your brain isn't getting slower. It's just the world just keeps getting faster with more information. And I wonder, when was the last time you had to learn another app, another password, another AI tool, and perhaps another software up? You just had a software update on one of your,
Literally,
your
literally
things.
just before we hit record.
You just like, really? Another update? I mean, I'm all
Yes.
for, ironing out the kinks, but every time I log into my Gov, for example, ugh, I hate that one. It's like I've got to go through all the process again to re-update the app just to do the same
Yep.
freaking thing. Um,
Yep.
and then we tell ourselves we're getting old. We can't keep up. Maybe we're not getting old. Maybe life just keeps getting faster and faster and faster. And some of our little brains are so full with information. And I find
Hmm.
the new kids coming out, their little brains are a little bit more equipped with all of
Yeah,
this
they're
crap.
easily adaptable because that's what they're used to, this fast,
Yeah. But then they
changing,
have a very short attention span as well. So,
exactly.
you got the yin and the
Yes,
yang, right? The world
exactly.
is changing and it's becoming more pro for the newer generation coming in, unfortunately. Um, the
Yeah,
world is changing incredibly fast,
it
Nat.
is. I
We're in
know.
different generations, aren't we? I'm on the
Yeah,
cusp of millennial. I think millennial's 1981. I'm 1985. So
yeah. And
you're
I'm a classic. I am smack bang. I'm a Gen X. I was born
oh
in
you're
1969.
you're
So my teenage
Nigel.
years were, the 80s. I'm a
Yes, that
Gen
was the same as
Xer all the
Nigel.
way through.
Yeah.
So
With
definitely in my generation, like going back to the 80s and even into the 90s, the early 90s, yeah, let's go back in time to what it used to be like.
I love those
We had
reels that go
one
around.
phone in the house, just one landline.
I
And
still remember my
back
phone
in the
number.
day before you even had it as a mobile, we had the long cord. Um,
Yes, and you tangle in it, and then ours is really
yes.
long. Do you know, I still remember my home
Yes.
phone number from when I was a little girl.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Well,
That was
we
a
had it
long
for quite.
time ago.
I know. And then you only had a couple of TV channels. Like I remember growing up, especially when I lived in Goulburn, which is in New South Wales, we had two
Hey,
channels.
is Goulburn
So
the
this
one
was
with the big
before.
sheep? The big,
Yes,
okay, yep, I know where I'm going. Yep,
it is.
continue.
Yeah.
I've got to be in the
Um,
story.
yeah. So we had two channels. We had one commercial, which I don't know what it was. I was like between the ages of like 4 and 7 when I was there. But we had that and ABC. And then in Canberra, originally we had three, like three channels, when SBS came along. So we had SBS, ABC, and, a couple of commercial channels. So, but imagine that you just had four. We didn't have any Netflix. We didn't have any cable TV.
Less
Uh,
choices,
yes.
less
And
brain
disposable
activity.
cameras, or even before disposable cameras, just, cameras.
Yeah.
Big cameras, that's what I started off with. And then,
Yeah.
yeah, such a big thing when
Never had it
disposable
on my
cameras.
phone. I mean, I'm still from the generation where you didn't have a camera on your phone. Like you just had the phone with Snake on it.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah,
the first mobile phone in the street. The guy brought it down. It was huge. And everyone was like, so you can talk on that from up there.
yeah,
I was only like 7 or 8, but I remember it.
yeah. I know. Yeah, I remember in my early years of working, back in the 90s, early 90s. And yeah, the first people that had the mobile phones. We were still using pages at that time.
Pages.
Yeah.
Do you know you watch Friends? If you
Yeah.
watch Friends from start to finish, you will realize just how old the show is because no one has mobile phones. They
I
get
know.
paged, and you really understand why they all communicated. Can you imagine what it'd be like today? They'd all be sitting around with mobile phones and not even talking to each other.
I know. So true.
Oh gosh.
And letters. Who remembers writing letters?
I had a
I used
pen
to have
pal.
friends. Yes, I exactly.
Hmm.
And it was a much slower pace. You weren't expecting a response within the next 5 minutes and then
Yeah.
getting aggravated when they hadn't responded.
With
You
emails,
would
it's
write a
instant.
letter and then you'd post it, maybe that day, maybe in a couple of days, next time you were at the post office. And then you had to wait, weeks, sometimes months before you got a reply. But it was that
Yes. It was the best.
anticipation of looking forward to what was the update in the other person's life.
Ah, it was so good. And it was like with work, like
Ah,
when you,
yeah.
because I've worked in offices like in law,
Yep.
and you could send an email and send a letter off because we used to do a lot of letters when I first started because emails were only just starting out when I was in an office. And if you had a computer
Yep.
in your emails, it was like, whoa. And then it stared getting slowly into it. But most of the things that went out were by letter, and you had express post, obviously, for urgent things. And then the
Of
fax
course,
machine
yeah.
got used for very urgent things. But most
Yes.
things were by a letter. And
Yeah.
when you left your office, no one could get a hold of you. No one could ring you until you got home, and no one really rang you at home. And
No.
no one could send you an email to say, hey, can you quickly jump online and do this, this, and this? Or while
Yeah.
you're on holidays, then they can't ring you and say,
No.
hey, can you jump on and do this? Like when you clocked off, you clocked
You
off.
clocked off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You don't get to do that anymore.
I know. I know. No wonder we're so dysregulated with all of this
But
on.
I even
And
find,
then things like encyclopedias.
yeah, I was just going to
I
say that. Like,
I remember
and
when it was
Google
actually when I was in
taking over.
Goulburn, and I must have been about 5. And for some reason, I had decided that I was going to become intelligent. So I pulled out the encyclopedia. I think it might have been the children's one. I don't
I
know. We
loved
also had the
reading it.
Britannica, encyclopedias, but I remember I would pull out A, and the very first entry was aardvark.
I
And
know a
I'd
lot
sit
about
up
aardvark.
on bed. Yeah, I never got any further than aardvark, so I can tell you all about aardvark. Oh, but
Oh, my grandpa had, I remember going down to my grandparents' house in the summertime, and my grandpa had, you know how you get the collector's encyclopedias, and they were like
yes,
gold bound, and they had,
yes,
3 cases of them. And I remember when they sold their place, they were trying to give them away. Nobody wanted them because they would just take up space in your house now, and no one
yeah,
really uses encyclopedias anymore.
no.
And that's the
And then
thing,
yeah,
like, when you're out at a coffee shop, you would go, oh, I wonder what that means. And it'd create and spark a conversation about it. But now someone just goes, hey, Google, and then they
yeah,
get the answer straight away. So when we went out not long ago, no one had phones, and you would have those in-depth conversations about topics that no one really had the answers for.
no,
Now, I wonder whether you actually keep that information in your head now. Once you get the answer, is it instant? You're not learning about the aardvark.
no.
You're simply typing in,
The facts
what do
about it, and then
aardvarks
yeah,
eat? Oh, yeah,
yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. And then
There's
it's
just,
gone
yeah, and
because
it's
it's
gone.
been filled
It's too
with
much
11 billion
information.
other things. Yeah,
There's
it's
too
yeah,
much. You need,
it
you've got the
is too
whole
much.
bloody encyclopedia at the tip of your fingers. Everything's in our phones now.
It is. You
Yeah.
know what? It's really interesting. Just this little bit of conversation we were talking about the past. My own nervous system, I actually feel calmer, even just talking about what it used to be like.
Yes, I've been listening to like Paul Anka and just old 1950s music lately in the
Yeah.
background, and I tell you
Yeah,
what, like just
beautiful.
all the love songs and that. I mean, it could swing either way, but they use a lot of those songs over the top of bloody murder scenes now. So but the memories are there. I often listen in the car because I was born in 1985. So I remember a lot of the 90s music, like all the
Yeah.
alternative rock. But I also remember the early 2000s music. That was when I was a teenager out clubbing and stuff.
Yes.
And,
Yeah.
you've got your Gwen Stefani and all that stuff. And it
Yeah.
does, those memories, they trigger that relaxation sensation in your body.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My goodness, you were born in 1985. That makes me feel really old because I was in year 10 in 1985.
Hello. Nigel was born in 1976. Do you know how many conversations? He's nearly 10 years older than me, and we're married. Do you know how many conversations my children have? When mum was a baby, you were. And
You were 10.
I was like, Tyler, you're 15. That's like you dating a 5-year-old. He's like, ew. I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, it is a
Yeah,
bit ew. Let's not go there.
and no,
Um,
don't.
yeah, no, not at all. So anyway, off topic. But yeah, I agree with you. I think you can feel calm when you have those nostalgic memories in your brain. Not
Mm.
just the smells and the tastes of things, but taking you back to that place of safety, the place where everything was slower. Let's
Yes.
call it the place where everything was slower.
Yeah.
Um, but today, shall we take everyone to today? I mean, we went on a little journey back in time there. That
Yes.
was
Take us
wonderful.
take us through, Sammy.
Well, now I have my phone sitting right in front of me, which is timing this so that we don't go. I've also got a text that's come through from my sister, and I've had 3 emails pop through, and it all is right in front of my eyes. So my nervous system can see all that and knowing what I have to do after this. Whereas I'm using it as a timer. Normally, I wouldn't see it, but everything's popping up on my screen. So I need to change that.
Yeah.
My laptop can go with me everywhere. So sometimes, like we were just talking about catching up for our birthdays coming up. And I said, oh, that'll be great. I'll bring my laptop and I'll do a bit of work after. And then I thought, we're going on a lovely little catch up, having a matcha, going for a walk, and then I'm going to do some work because I have the ability to take my laptop with me everywhere now. And no, nothing's sacred, nothing's slow. I can go out in the middle of the forest and bring my bloody laptop because you've got Wi-Fi everywhere now. You can connect anywhere. Watches. Do you know how many times I've gone out? I don't have an Apple Watch, one of those
Neither
smartwatches,
do I.
but I get so
Nope.
frustrated with some of my friends and
I
family, well,
know.
not so much family, but friends and that have them, and they're constantly some of
Constantly
them,
glancing at their wrist. I
and it
know.
just you.
And
I
they're
mean,
like,
I
oh,
know
hang
they
on a
don't
sec. I just
mean
need to
it.
answer this. And I'm like,
Yeah, and I know they
we're
don't
literally in
mean
the middle
it,
of a
but it's
conversation.
at the same time, my nervous system goes into a bit of, oh, they're not really interested. What's going on? Or
Exactly.
if you've got one, you're constantly timing everything that's going on in your body. I need to
Yeah.
walk more. I need to do this. Um,
Yeah. Count my steps.
yes.
Use the app.
Yeah. And do you know the amount of apps you have on your phone now? Everything requires an app. I
Yeah.
actually went to park in the city the other day, or it was a couple of weeks
Oh,
ago.
yep. I
And
know
I
what
just
you're going to
I
say.
feel sorry for elderly people that don't have a mobile phone. They can't even park now. You have to download.
No.
Nigel doesn't like parking. He doesn't like parking. He doesn't like apps. But he went to the city the other night with my son and he rang me and he said, I don't want to download this bloody app so I can park. So I actually did it
Yeah.
on the app on my phone and put his number plate in. But he's like, what? For what purpose? And I also find like even when you go out to a restaurant, listen to me, I'm having a big whinge here. When you go out to a restaurant now, you gotta bloody scan the freaking QR codes. They
I know.
don't even
I actually
talk to you.
refuse. I
Oh my
refuse.
God.
I'll go up to the counter and say, have you got a menu? And they're like, oh, just use the QR code. And I'm like, no, I want a physical menu. I don't know.
Oh,
Maybe I'm getting old, but I just like I don't know. I just
I
don't
know
want to
what you
be
mean.
always staring at a screen for
Well,
everything.
we went to a restaurant and we sat down and no one was coming over and I was like, okay, well, we'll just scan the QR code so we can see what is actually on offer. And then I was like, oh, I might as well order it. And then they asked if I wanted to give them a tip. And I'm like, for
For what?
what? The
Exactly.
QR code? But
But
QR codes
notice
are on
that all these
everything.
things reduce our human to human contact.
I know. I mean, and don't even get me started with school apps. I mean, the
I
amount of
know.
apps and things I've got to go through with the school now, like it's freaking ridiculous. And you don't know what is going on, what platform people are using. Like even with you, I sent you a message because you were going to set up a Zoom and it's like, let me know where you're going to send the link. You're going to send it by text, you're going to send it by messenger, you're going to
Yeah.
send it by, an email. Where's it going? Wonderful world of opportunities that are consuming my brain. And my mum and I were having a bit of a whinge this morning because I sat down, got ready outside, and I'm like, for freak's sake, got to get my freaking phone just in case I get one of those stupid one-time passwords that I need to
Oh,
get
yeah.
into something, you know. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. These
Yes.
two-factor authentication things and the face IDs. I'm sick of it. Sick of it.
Or the thumb ID
Oh,
on
what
your
about
phone.
passwords? How
Oh my
many
gosh.
passwords does your brain? No human being could possibly remember all the passwords. And so
Oh,
there's
it's
actually apps that
ridiculous.
you can get
There's
to store all
apps.
your passwords.
Yes. I just and if you lose that or if that goes down or if it gets compromised,
My mum was saying she used
ah,
to write all her passwords in a book, and she's like, and then I lost the friggin' book.
yeah.
And I'm like, can't get into anything. And then
I
they're
know
like,
mine's
let's
written in a
create a
book.
password for you. And it's like VRHHXX question. And you're like, what the frick is this
I
crap?
know. Oh, it's like, what? I've got to remember, 11 billion, symbols and a couple of random letters thrown in there. Like,
Oh
what?
my gosh. Or you go to create a password and they're like, it needs to be 12 characters. It needs to have this, needs to have that. You've used that password before. You're
I
like,
know
frick's
that
sake,
for
I
that's that
just
that
wanted to
frustrates
do.
me so much.
Oh, it's like, I just wanted to order my meal and now I've had to download an app and I've had to set up a client thing and a password. I don't want the freaking meal or parking. I'll just go home. So,
Oh,
anyway,
look, I'm like that. I refuse to drive into the city for that reason because I was the same as Nigel, like about a year ago, because I never drive into the city. I always get the train.
yeah,
And like Nigel, I had to go into the city. I was actually doing a space clearing in a Pilates studio, actually. And I had no idea that this had become a thing. And I went to park and I went looking for the meter thing
yeah,
to type in my, rego details and pay for it. And I couldn't find one. I was walking up the street going, what? Where? What? And then I saw these signs
yeah.
saying
Download
download
the
the
app.
app. And I was like, what?
Yeah,
No.
nah,
Oh, so I
it's
had I
just
had to I
you.
had to download it.
Yeah,
And then I
they
noticed that they were
trap you.
like charging you money for having the app, and I ended
I'm
up
just
like
the
removing the app. I
amount
was like,
it,
what?
it's painful. And I'm just looking at my apps at the moment. I've got ridiculous amount of apps. I've got an app for my gym because you can't get in without the app now. You've got to scan with the app. I've got
Yeah,
one for my Thermomix because all the recipes are on there. That one I use and I like that one.
yeah,
But like I'm just looking, I've got folders. I've got one for my business which has got Zoom, YouTube Studios, Canva, all of those things. So they're in
yeah.
a separate folder. And then I've got the education one, which is where you order tuck shop, like canteen, where you connect with the government apps, it's like, it's just, and
It's
then,
out of
you've
control.
got your entertainment ones. And I mean,
Yeah.
yes, in some way we should be grateful that we got all these opportunities, but at the same time, I'm
Yeah.
wondering how our brain is coping because our brain actually likes predictability. And the science shows that our brains create neural pathways. And the more we repeat something, we've talked about this before with my grandma being in a retirement village, the more you repeat
Yeah.
something, the easier it becomes and the more safe and comfortable we feel. Is that right?
100%.
And then someone
Absolutely.
changes the app. Someone
Yeah.
updates the app. Someone changes where all the food is in the shopping center. So when you
Yeah.
go in to get your groceries, something's moved, and all of a sudden
Yep.
you've got to relearn it all again. Like,
Yep. That's my biggest bugbear when they move the app like the
change it
face of
all?
it and
Yeah.
the buttons and stuff. And it's just like because yeah, you've got that neural pathway. So like, okay, I've got to use the app. I know where to go, blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden you log in one day, it's like,
What
where is
happened?
this now? So you're
Where's
spending like 5 minutes
just to
frantically
relearn?
looking for something to relearn it. Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Keep
they've
it the way it
created
is.
AI and all of a sudden it's like prompting what you're going to say or think. And you're like, that's not what I want to write.
No,
You have to delete it. Or they've got a new login information. You need to update with the new login. I hate it when they update the app and then you go to log in and all your password and everything's gone and you got to go find it all again. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
You've set me off, Nat. I'm actually anxious
We're
and
just
my nervous
we're just
system's scared.
seeing.
How funny is that? The previous conversation we had, we were both feeling calm and now I'm actually feeling angry just thinking about all of this stuff. Oh my
I literally feel
God.
anxious in my stomach. I could feel like a little
It's
steel ball in there.
exhausting. It
I
truly
know.
is exhausting.
That's just
Now,
talking about it, living it every day.
I
Imagine what it is actually
know,
doing to our nervous system.
I know. And when we first started this episode, we were talking about that a lot of people, because I'm in my 40s now, and a lot of my friends are in their 50s, and I've got, parents who are in their 60s. Why does it seem to feel harder as we age? Like I'm seeing my kids, they're just, I mean, oblivious. They're like, yeah, just download this app and then do this. And then they're like, what the crap? Why do I have to do that? Why does it
Mm.
seem so much harder for us as we get older? It's not
Well,
an age
you
thing,
know,
is it?
yeah, that's a really good question. I mean, it's purely because we have established pathways. The older we get, the more established those pathways are. Learning still happens. It just takes more repetitions. And
Mm,
that leads us back to, neuroplasticity, which we've talked about before. And what is neuroplasticity?
mm,
You may ask. And that is our brain's ability to be able to reorganize, adapt, and change its physical structure and functional connections throughout our lives. And, because it allows the nervous system to learn new skills, recover from injuries, adapt to changing environments by continuously rewiring those neural pathways.
mm.
Um,
Yes.
I could go
Yeah.
into the science of it, but I
Yeah.
won't.
No, no,
We,
no.
we just non-science for today.
We've talked about neuroplasticity a few times on different
We have.
podcasts, talking about
Exactly.
changing those pathways. But the way that I'm hearing that is that I often think of that what's it called? It's a cartoon, and I've mentioned it before. Like it's like a Pixar movie with the brain, the emotions. Oh my gosh, my brain's not working because there's too much information in there now. Um,
Oops.
Oh,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
have to look it up. But it basically goes into as you're learning things, you're building memories and you're storing things and it's releasing old things that are stored. So old phone numbers, like I can't remember every phone number from my phone when I was a kid.
No.
But
That's called synaptic pruning, if you wanted
yeah,
to know.
well, it gets rid of the old stuff,
Yeah.
but we have so
Cool.
much information there. Like I can still remember songs from adverts from freaking when I was 10 or 8. Like that information is still in my head. These kids don't have, it's like they've got more room in there to quickly store things. And so learning a new skill isn't that a thing? Like it's easier to learn a new language and new things as a child. It's a little bit
Oh,
harder as you're older.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
it's
their
still
minds are like a
possible.
sponge.
Or it's the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't like that saying.
Oh,
I
it's
think you
so wrong.
can. You totally can. I just
Yeah,
think that you need a
absolutely.
little bit more things. So, what kind of things can help us to um, encourage that neuroplasticity in the brain? I mean, I know that movement and exercise is really great as you
Yes,
get
I was about to
older.
say,
Yeah,
movement is the number one thing. That and sleep.
sleep. And so many people
All the
I know are
things.
not getting any sleep, Nat. We've done sleep episode.
Exactly.
If that's
And
you,
then
go
you
back and
see
listen
their
to our sleep.
cognitive decline because of that, you
Yeah.
know, because also you've got, um, you know, also when we're asleep, it also, there's a process where our brain literally gets washed. So
Yes.
it's
The
refreshing
washout.
itself.
Mm.
Yeah, it literally is while we sleep. That's why it's just so important. So especially when we're new, because in this day and age, we are learning new things almost every day. There are
Yeah.
new things we're needing to, new skills, new, adaptability. So having that good sleep too. Oops, I keep knocking my microphone. Hope that doesn't come through.
No, it
Um,
was me. Oh, were you knocking? Minus
yeah,
is
no, I
going
actually
like
bumped
this.
it.
That we were knocking at the same
Sorry,
time.
sorry about that, everyone.
That's all
Um,
good.
but also when, looking at food, we are nutritionists. So proteins, making sure we're getting enough protein to
Mm.
feed our brains and those omegas, all the omega 3s.
And good proteins. I find everything has bloody protein written on it at the
Oh,
moment.
yeah, yeah,
So
no,
quality
just
protein.
natural sources of
Yeah.
protein, not these bars with added protein and protein drinks and
Protein, protein,
make your
protein.
own protein. Yeah,
I know, right? It's insane.
yeah.
But yeah, your brain stays adaptable with those things. So making sure you're getting them in and not drying out your brain and just being angry all the time, thinking about all the things. And I find trying not to get angry about it is helpful too. Or just laughing
Very
about it.
helpful.
Oh,
I
another
know.
app. Delightful. It's just
Yeah.
delightful. Um,
Hey,
do
I get to
you
learn again something else new. Yay.
I know. I often would ask myself, though, do we actually need all these apps, every social platform, every AI tool? Like, I went to an online workshoppy thing the other day, and it was like they were putting pressure on you to keep up with everyone. They were saying, watch, which AI tool do you use for your business? If you're still using just ChatGPT, you're getting left behind. And there's this sense of,
Oh,
oh,
yes.
should I be what should I be? I'm gonna have to download these other apps.
Yeah,
And
there's literally like so many different
yeah,
AI apps that you use this one for this one, and you use this AI for
I
this.
know.
And it's like, oh my God, no,
I
seriously.
know.
AI
And then
was meant
there's
to be like a tool to help simplify things, but all of a sudden there's now specialized AI tools for
oh,
everything.
and everyone's selling to you. Like even like I
Yes.
had something come through the other day, or it was a few months ago now, and they're like, "Are you just collecting recipes on all the social media things? Download the recipe app to put all of your recipes in there." I'm like, that's a great idea. Now I've got this freaking recipe app that I don't even use, but it's got all these recipes in there that I might possibly cook, which I probably won't. I probably could delete the app. And I'm wondering, I'm going to
Exactly.
go through my phone later today, and
Yes.
I'm wondering, like, I've even got containers for change. You need to download an app now to be able to get a refund to your bank account when you're donating cans. And I donated $8 worth of cans the other day because I don't really do it that often. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you kidding me? I got to download a freaking app. And then I was standing there for about 20 minutes trying to complete the form so I could get my $8. And I was like, what was the point of that?
Was was that really worth it?
I know.
But
I know.
that's
And
yeah, but that's
my
one thing I was
latest,
going to suggest is go
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 through it.
through
My
and
latest
really
app,
be discerning.
I've got a Netflix controller because my kids want to play the game on the thing. And we were playing it the other night. It was really fun. It's Pictionary and everybody uses their phones.
Oh, I love
And my
Pictionary.
mum's like, I don't want to download another app. And we're like, but then you can't play the game. She goes, I don't want another
No, get out the board game and use that.
app. But this is the generation
Let's
we're
use the
talking about here.
physical game of Pictionary.
It's so true.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
I know.
seriously, I'm sure there'll be people listening going, especially about me, like, oh my God, you are so old. Yeah,
I
because I'm
love
saying
board
things like
games.
that. Like, just get out the
I
board game,
love it.
guys.
It's I know. I agree with you, and I'm only 40. I'm not that old, Nat. I mean, people. I don't know if we've got people in their 20s listening to us, but maybe. Hi
I don't
there. You've
know.
got plenty of time. Continue on your journey. Listen to us and listen to us bicker about the past or the future. I'm going to throw a reflective question out, Nat. What do you
Yeah, that
reckon?
sounds like a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah. What technology genuinely adds value to your life? Ooh. And what are you only keeping because you feel guilty if you don't?
Ooh.
Ooh. And that's like apps as well. I actually said this reflective question out to mum when I was writing it. And I said, I actually want to delete Facebook because it doesn't add value to my life anymore. But at the same time, I feel guilty because most of my friends put their life stories up there. And if I delete it, it's like I'm deleting their life. And there's that sense of
Mm,
guilt. You know what I
yeah,
mean? It's
yeah,
hard. But I just
it is
find
hard.
whenever I go on there to check up on things, I get an influx of doom and worry and people
Yeah,
fighting in the comments. And then I get stuck in that loop. We were talking about it in the past episode.
yeah,
Um,
we were. I know
yeah.
some people who see, I've got the apps on my phone, but I use Facebook and Insta predominantly for my business. But I
Yeah.
know I've got friends and family who really did get sick of having, Facebook or Instagram, like especially Facebook, like just available
Yeah.
on their phone. So they actually just deleted the app from their phone, and they make a
Yeah.
conscious decision to go on like on their computer, on their laptop.
I
And they
used to
might only
do
do it
that.
once a day. Yeah. Well,
You just inspire me to
before.
delete them again. I don't know why I have them on my phone. I'm currently deleting Facebook. I'm
Oh,
deleting Instagram. Oh, I can't delete Pokemon Go though. I've been catching Pokemon by the lake with my son, and that's a memory. See, that gives me
yeah.
something. So I'm going to
Yeah.
keep that.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right. Well, do you have anything more to add to this wonderful episode of me
Well,
ranting and you
I
having
think
reflective
this is,
memories?
oh, I think we've said enough
Yeah.
on
Delete
this
the apps,
subject.
guys. Delete the
Yeah, delete the
apps.
apps.
Go speak to humans.
Stay in
Stop
the more present
scanning
moment.
QRs. Yeah. Live in the
Take the
present.
time. Yeah.
Slow living.
Slow down.
Yeah. On the anxiety compass, we often talk about finding your true north, but it's hard to hear your own compass when the world is constantly shouting at you, hurry up, learn this, download that, keep up. This week, instead of asking, am I keeping up with everyone else? Try asking, am I moving towards what actually matters to me? Because your true north isn't determined by how many apps that you know, how quickly you adapt to AI, or whether you've mastered the latest technology. It's about living in a way that feels aligned with your values, your season of life, and what genuinely brings you peace. Oh, I
Exactly.
love that ending. I think that's a
Yeah.
nice little ending there that I read out.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
I agree. Definitely.
All right. Let's go. I'm going to go delete some more
Okay.
apps.
Okay. Me
Bye.
too. Bye.
Thanks for joining us on the Anxiety Compass. If you love this episode, share it with a friend who needs a little laugh and a lot of calm. We'll see you in the next one. Keep following your true north. Disclaimer time. Sammy and Natalie may be clinical nutritionists, but we're not your personal doctors. What you hear is for learning and laughing, not diagnosing or prescribing. If things feel bigger than you, call your doctor or local support line or reach out to a qualified health professional. They've got your back too.